So in Matthew 24, right, you see in verse, so this is where the disciples also asked Jesus, how will we know the end times are, right? And then he goes into this discord here, and he's answering. You look in verse 4, right, where it says, let no man deceive you, right? That's the first thing. I remember a pastor saying, as soon as you say you're not deceived, you're deceived, right? And that's that trap. I went back to that situation. I'm like, that's that trap, let nobody deceive you. And then he actually says it again, right? He says, and it says and he says it will deceive many, right? It goes right after that. So I'm kind of just go through this really quick. So if you jump all the way down to verse 10, what's that say? Then many shall what? Many shall be offended, right? So circle offended. Circle deceived, because it is said twice, right? And then circle offended. That's the beginning of the process. Well, deceive really is. But offended is the beginning of the process. What's right after that? Betrayal. You see it? And betray one another. Then the next step, in circle betrayed, then the next step is what? Hate. Hate. This is a step, listen. This is a step-by-step process, okay? And I'm a living proof. I'm testifying to you guys right now. This exactly is the process that happens. This is what we're seeing on CNN, on Fox, in Lithia Pinecrest, in Beit Tehila. How about that? In Beit Tehila. And I'm guilty, okay? So you have hate, right? That's a key step, in my opinion. That's a key step, because after that, it's not good. So then right after that, do you see deceive again? You see deceive again. And that's key. Somebody just said it. False prophets stuck out to me. What the Lord showed me was, now what happens is you've already walked through this process and you're vulnerable to false prophets. You're vulnerable to somebody whispering to you and say, oh yeah, Will really peeved you off, didn't he? He did that to me, Boom, just an example. So now you've got that, and then what happens next? You have iniquity shall abound. Are you going to define iniquity? Now you're transgressing the advice of God, right? You basically have turned your back on his advice. You're deceived 3 times already, right? I'm deceived 3 times. And then the last step is the worst. Yeah. Man, love will wax cold. I know. That's a tribute to Jeremy. But the love will wax. I don't want love and will to wax cold. And man, that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Pastor shared this word a long time ago. And, again, it's been an overwhelming time of walking it out. Guys, I hope you circled those words in your Bible. You don't want the love to wax cold, for those that are watching online, because that's all we're seeing. You just step outside your door and you'll see it. And that means not good, because this process is played out in thousands and thousands and thousands, right? And we're not able to reach a point of what the Lord is asking us, which is what? Love, forgiveness, all of those things that that he has really asked us to do,